Hello, my name is Jason Girdner and I'm the CEO of TECOBI. Today we're going to be going over the process that the sales team needs to follow at the dealership in order to maximize the Facebook advertising that your dealership has signed up on. I've prepared a PowerPoint to go over this process. The first thing I'd like to go over is the targeting. We basically target everyone within a certain radius of your dealership. Some dealers, if you're in a metro area, may have a smaller radius, and if you're in a rural area, we may go further out on that radius. These are going to be people who are actively using Facebook. Once the ads are on, customers will start to see ads in their news feed similar to this. So you can see here we've got a 2017 Chevrolet Silverado, and this is the news feed on Facebook. First thing I always like to point out, this is a true 3-click lead. So it takes 3 clicks for a customer to become a lead off the Facebook advertising. The first click is going to be the button on the ad. So you can see on this particular ad it says learn more. When the customer clicks that button, it brings up a new screen that is pre-populated with all their information. So you can see here that they've pulled my email, my name, and my cell phone number out of my Facebook profile. The customer does not need to complete this information. It is pre-populated for them. The next click is this next button down here. The customer is going to click this next button, and that brings up the terms and conditions. And this is where we are opting the customer into receiving text messages, emails, and phone calls. And then the third click is the submit button. So the customer will go ahead and click that submit button, and then an instant text message is sent out to the customer. So you'll see here, this is an example of a text thread that was started from one of those ads. The first message that went out is, "Hi JC, this is Addison with Capital Chevrolet. What caught your eye about the 2018 Chevy Silverado 1500 LT for $13,000 off MSRP that you saw on Facebook?" You can reply stop to opt out. That is the first message that's sent out. We use the name Addison because it is the name of our artificial intelligence, and all of our ninjas will operate under that particular name. So that's the instant text message that is sent out the second the customer clicks the submit button on the ad. Then our ninjas will engage the customers with bait questions. So you can see here we asked a basic bait question just to get engagement out of the customer. We're trying to keep them engaged because we are going to tag in sales. So you could see here in this yellow box that we've tagged sales and let them know that this customer is interested in the Chevy Silverado Texas Edition. When we tag in sales, everyone in the sales group is going to get a text message. So you can see here that I tagged in sales in this particular thread, and there is a link in this text message. Here is the link to come back to that thread. Leads are delivered on a first come, first served basis. So the first person to click that link will land on a page that looks similar to this. And you will get a pop-up that says assign this lead. The first person to click the OK button right here is the one that's going to get that particular lead. There is a chance that 2 of you land on this lead at the same time before someone clicks OK. Don't worry, when you go to call the customer, it's going to let you know that this lead was not assigned to you. So it is possible that you both land on it and only one person clicks this OK button. Once you've assigned the lead, you need to review the thread and know where the customer came from. It is highly important that you know which ad the customer came off of. So I can see here that the customer came off the 2018 Chevy Silverado ad. Then you need to actually review the thread and read all the messages back and forth with that customer. We want to make sure that we're not repeating ourselves, and if we've already asked what type of trade they have, you don't want to be re-asking that information. So once you've read the thread, you're going to call the customer through TECOBI. There is a phone icon in the top right of the message screen. When you click that phone icon, it is going to dial your cell phone. You will answer that phone call, and then it will call the customer. You can alternatively use a click-to-call number in the settings on your user profile. When you click the call, it then places the recorded call inside of the thread. So you can see here this outbound phone call was made after we tagged in sales to this thread. Hunter made a phone call out to the customer and it was placed in the thread so that we know that phone call's been made and we are all on the same page. It is highly important that you call through TECOBI. It is hard to work as a team if we don't know what steps you have taken to help the customer. If the customer replies after you've left a message or made a phone call to the customer, and this lead is assigned to you, we will tag you directly into the thread instead of tagging sales. So if the customer is showing that they have more interest, if you've left a voicemail, the ninjas will tag you into the thread so you can pick up the conversation and make another phone call or help the ninjas with answering the customer's question. And you can see here that we tagged Hunter directly into the thread. Inbound phone calls will be directly routed to you. So if a customer that on a lead that is assigned to you calls the phone number that we're texting or calling from, the call will be directly routed to your cell phone. So you can see here we've got 2 inbound phone calls that were received from this particular customer. It is highly important that you give the customer the phone number that we're texting and calling from so that the inbound phone calls are routed and recorded. You must set the appointment in TECOBI. It is highly important that you set the appointment in TECOBI if you get an appointment on the customer. The way you do that is in the top right there is a profile icon. It looks like a little person. You click that icon and that's going to bring you to the profile page. There is a set appointment button on that page. All you're going to do is click a date and time and click OK. The reason we need you to do that is it pulls our artificial intelligence off of the lead. We do not want to continue sending text messages to customers that we've already set an appointment on. If you don't set the appointment in TECOBI, our system has no way of knowing that you've set that appointment and it will continue trying to get the customer to respond. We also send a reminder 2 hours prior to the appointment. So 2 hours before the appointment comes up, we text the customer with the dealership's address letting them know that their appointment is coming up. We also follow up with the leads the day after the appointment. Our artificial intelligence will start asking them how their appointment went. If the customer missed their appointment, our team of ninjas will help you reset that appointment so that we can get them back into the store. So make sure that you're setting your appointments in TECOBI. We do not want to upset customers after we've set an appointment because we don't know to stop texting them. So make sure you're going into the profile and you're setting the appointment on the profile page. The next thing you must do to work with TECOBI is pause the lead. On the message screen, there is a yellow button here. You click that, and it brings up a date and time for you to pick how long you want to pause this lead for. After you've selected the date and time, there is a place for you to type a message. That message will go out at that date and time, and if the customer doesn't reply, then our artificial intelligence starts tickling them again, trying to get them to reply. You would use this for things like if a customer says they're at work until 5, they're out of town at a funeral till Friday, anything that requires us to not be sending text messages during that time. Just basically click the button, select your date and time, type in your message, and the message will go out on that date and time. Archive the lead. Pretty simple, there is a red button. This is to be used if it's a dead lead. So the customer says, don't text us, we're never buying from you, stop contacting us. You would hit the red archive button. You would not do this for negative equity or bad credit. You would pause those leads. You can pause the lead out as far as you like. So if the customer has negative equity, pause it for 3 or 4 months and send them a text message at that time to see if they'd like to pick up their car shopping process again. Archive leads can be retrieved. They're not deleted, so don't worry if you hit the button, we're not deleting anything. Internal mode and leaving notes. So this is one of the most important buttons in the system. Down at the very bottom of the message screen, you've got a yellow lifesaver icon. That lifesaver icon will turn this will set the settings into internal mode. This is how we leave notes and communicate with each other and tag each other. If this button is not yellow and you type something like Hunter did here where he says it's a $3,000 to $4,000 deal front and back, that message will go to the customer. It is highly important if you want to leave an internal note, you make sure this yellow icon or this lifesaver icon is yellow. That will allow you to leave a note, tag people without the customer getting the message. Highly important that you make sure that's yellow if you're going to leave a note. Tagging in threads. So you can tag in threads. The easiest way to get a hold of anyone on our team is to tag inside of the thread. We're always here to help. So down at the bottom in the message section, you just type @ and you start typing, and it'll either pull up sales, managers, someone's name, whatever you start typing. Make sure that you're on internal mode when you do this. Here's a directory of people that you can tag. You can tag Aaron, our office manager, Aaron, our Ninja team lead, Scarlett, the VP, or you can even tag me inside of the thread. You can also tag your sales team and your managers if you need some help on a particular lead. The 4 minimum requirements. It is important that you follow the below minimum requirements while using TECOBI. If you don't follow these requirements, we will tag managers into the thread if we notice the requirements are not being followed. The first one, call through TECOBI. You have to make your inbound and outbound phone calls through TECOBI so that we can work as a team. Number 2, set appointments in TECOBI. You must set your appointments in TECOBI. Number 3, pause leads in TECOBI. Highly important that you pause leads so we're not upsetting customers. And then number 4, archive any leads that need to be archived so we're not texting people that have asked us to stop texting them. If you follow this process, our team will keep you on the phones talking to customers all day, which is going to result in you selling more cars. We do need you to follow the process. It is highly important that you follow it. This has been refined over the course of 2 years and has been a proven process to help dealerships sell more cars. Your performance manager can answer any additional questions you have and go over any extra buttons that are in the system that you may have questions on. I wanted to go over personally the basics of what needs to be done for your campaign to be successful. Thank you.